Compass reading, Powers. I don't know where we are. Must have gotten lost after that last turn.
MT-28, this is FT-74. What is your trouble?
Both my compasses are out, and I'm trying to find Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Foot cargo ship was in good order when she left Texas for Virginia. Early on February the 4th, 1963, she sent a routine radio message from 270 miles west of the Keys. A few hours later, the Sulphur Queen and her 39 crew were never seen again. There is another old mariner's tale that describes the sea literally opening up and swallowing ships.
Of the triangle even extends onto land. In 1969, two small lighthouses on the tiny island of Great Isaac Cay completely disappeared. Neither they nor the bodies of those involved were ever found. True, Tropical Storm Anna swept nearby during the same period. Are these events connected? I have no doubt. December 4th, 1970, Bruce, along with his father and his business partner, took off from the island of Andros, heading for Miami Beach. It wasn't his first time making this flight, and everything went as usual. The trip should have taken about an hour and a half. Bruce was piloting a Beechcraft Bonanza light engine aircraft. Immediately after takeoff, he noticed a small cloud. The plane rose to an altitude of about 300 meters, or about 1,000 feet, and the cloud also rose with them. It grew literally before their eyes, but the aircraft managed to slip through it. After 10 minutes had passed, and at an altitude of 3,505 meters, or about 11,500 feet, another cloud appeared. It was so large that Bruce again had no choice but to fly directly into it. Everything around immediately turned black, although there was no rain. The pilot noted strange white flashes that were not like lightning. They were so bright that they lit up everything. After about half an hour, Bruce suddenly realized that this was the same cloud through which they'd flown earlier. It had the shape of a ring, a kind of giant donut-shaped cloud. Bruce saw no way to escape from the captivity of this strange cloud when suddenly he noticed a small clearance. This was his only chance. The hole looked like a tunnel just over 1.5 kilometers or 1 mile wide and about 16 kilometers or 10 miles long. At the very end of the tunnel, he could see blue sky. But as soon as the plane entered the tunnel sharply narrowed. The walls of the tunnel were curved and shrinking, continuously closing in. The whole of the interior was covered with small gray threads of clouds that spun counterclockwise right in front of and around the aircraft. The navigation instruments malfunctioned, spinning maniacally in the glass dials. Fortunately, Bruce managed to break out of this strange captivity. About 20 seconds passed, but at that moment, no one cared. The plane was enveloped in a strange fog. The pilot immediately contacted ground control to determine their location, but the dispatcher could not see the aircraft on radar. Is this possible? Theoretically, yes. Interference can affect radar instruments. But what happened next scared everyone, including Bruce himself. The dispatcher suddenly announced that the plane was already in the sky over Miami. Let me remind you, this flight usually takes about 75 minutes, but only 47 minutes had passed, a little more than half the time. Bruce's plane couldn't have accelerated to such a speed. The design of the aircraft simply didn't allow for such a thing. Gradually, the fog cleared and the pilot saw that he really was above Miami. Returning to the ground, Bruce checked the amount of fuel used and the clock. Everything looked as if the plane had suddenly teleported from one point in space to another by itself without the help of engines.